Meet Ruth, a 71-year-old woman with early-stage Parkinson's disease. Ruth has lived alone since her husband passed away several years ago. She is organized and self-sufficient, but since her diagnosis, she's experienced the onset of mild tremors, slowed movements, and depression. She values her independence and wishes to live at home for as long as she can safely manage. Ruth's son Daniel lives nearby. He's worried about his mother living alone and calls a home and community care agency to see what services can help her. The agency asks questions and gathers more information about his mother's living conditions. Several days later, Daniel is contacted by his mother's dedicated care coordinator, who will be their main contact for ongoing service needs.
Care coordinators track changing health needs and communicate progress with the entire home and community care health team. They also complete any necessary applications, assist with referrals to other providers, and work with other services in the community.
The care coordinator arranges a time to meet with Daniel and Ruth. The first visit is usually longer, as the care coordinator completes an assessment to determine the level of support and services needed. Reassessments occur regularly as health needs change. After assessing Ruth, the care coordinator makes some initial recommendations and arranges for an occupational therapist to visit.
Occupational therapists, also known as OTs, work with care recipients, family, and care providers to create realistic therapy goals and ensure the home environment is safe. They teach new ways of completing daily tasks to improve independence, mobility, and energy.
Noticing that Ruth's mobility is limited and she tires easily, the OT teaches Ruth new ways to save her energy throughout the day. The OT learns that Ruth recently had a near fall in the shower. She orders Ruth a bath chair and makes recommendations for a bar to be attached to the shower wall. The OT updates Ruth's care coordinator on her progress. She recommends for a physiotherapist and community nurse to visit Ruth to help her with her strength and shortness of breath.
Physiotherapists, or PTs, work with care recipients, family, and care providers to decrease pain and improve movement, physical function, safety, and well-being.
The PT agrees that Ruth shows signs of weakness when walking and teaches her and Daniel some strengthening exercises that will help prevent her risk of falling. He'll return to check on her progress and may suggest longer-term physiotherapy at a nearby clinic. Shortly after, the community nurse visits Ruth in her home.
Community nurses see care recipients who have specific medical needs and treatments. Community nurses assess health by monitoring blood pressure, heart rate, and breathing. They may also provide health education, deliver wound care, and administer and review medications. A community nurse is only one type of nurse. They may also work with specialized nurses who are seeing the care recipient at the same time. This may include wound specialists, palliative care nurses, nurse practitioners, and continence nurses.
The community nurse discovers that Ruth has difficulty inhaling her medication. The nurse orders an aero chamber for Ruth's puffer that will make it easier to use. Ruth's assessment also reveals that she qualifies for assistance from a personal support worker.
Personal support workers, or PSWs, help with activities of daily living, such as bathing, dressing, eating, and taking medications.
Ruth is a private woman and is hesitant to accept help for personal care, but she agrees after learning about the ways it can help her. After meeting with her new care team, Ruth and Daniel feel an enormous sense of relief. Daniel is still concerned about his mom, but he feels encouraged in the steps that have been taken to improve her health and well-being. Ruth appreciates the specialized assistance and care from each team member and is encouraged that with their help, she will have the support to remain in her home.